Carrie? His voice decided to break a little around the one word he'd said several times, but now held a lot more heat. Sure, his blood felt hot, but his skin was cold.
So this is what shock feels like.
She froze and faced him. Blake? He smiled, and her body remained still while her chest heaved with deep breaths. Those inhales made the thin cotton stretch over her breasts in a way that made his mouth instantly water. It was better than her dancing, because any more bouncing on her part and he might forget she was his best friend's little sister and lose his damn mind, wondering how many more deep breaths it would take to make that tank top non-existent. She put her hands on her hips, not bothering to cover up. Something he wasn't completely upset about, since the woman was smoking hot. She wasn't a little girl, he knew that. But he'd barely seen her since she was a teenager. And seeing her now, all woman, worse, his type of woman, that fact hit harder than the last. He glanced down, attempting to take a break from marveling at her, but all he accomplished was getting flashes of those toned thighs and adorable pink-tipped toes. Nope, she definitely wasn't the kid he grew up with anymore. She was 26, with a tight body, perfect ass, and breasts he'd just learned had no problem doing a Baywatch slow-motion run in place. "What are you doing here?" she asked. She'd invited him to the wedding, but he realized she likely meant, "What the hell are you doing in my hotel room?"
"I'm here to see you,"
he said. She nodded, as if his answer was good enough, and walked to the bedside table. She seemed carefree. Not at all the crying woman he'd expected to find. Then she grabbed a half-empty bottle of Jack Daniels off the table and took a few swigs.
"Well, that explains things." "Glad to see you're staying hydrated," he said. She wasn't carefree. She was drunk. And exercising. An odd combination, but he could see the logic. Drink away the sorrows and get the endorphins going. He'd try it out himself next time he felt so lonely he forgot why a relationship was off the table for him. She winced on her final swig and wiped the back of her hand over her mouth. "Yep, hydrating is important," she said. "I've got to stick with my video exercise. Been doing this for 6 months to get bikini ready, and if I stopped now, then..." She trailed off and folded her lips together as if to fight off tears. Ah, hell. Put him between a woman and a man who meant her harm? He knew what to do. Swing until the other guy went down. But a crying woman? One who'd already been abandoned by the guy? Yet another sign Blake had failed by not getting here early. Maybe then he could have caught the scumbag before he disappeared to who knew where. But nope. Blake's life and job were 100% on his time and agenda. Freedom was a heady thing, and he would always be free. Never tied to a woman, never love, because the loss that came with love was too much. But this woman was different. The protective instinct he had came roaring to the surface at the first sign of water lining her eyes. She was hurting, her shoulders sinking, and there wasn't a damn thing he could do about it. But he so badly wanted to. She shook her head. "I guess I don't have to do the videos anymore, now that I'm not going to Hawaii." She took another swig. "Guess it didn't matter how hard I worked out. Kevin left anyway. The whole time he was cheating. Can you believe that? With his trainer."